contact the father of
Yes, very irate.
Alright, hold on. Time out.
This footage was just released by the Michigan State Police. It shows one of their troopers using force against a guy that they stopped walking down the side of a road. And this has now resulted in that trooper that you see in the video being criminally charged for using excessive force against a guy. So this happened on September 4th at around 11:30 p.m. Weber Street in Saginaw, Michigan. Troopers pull up behind this guy who was walking, they say in the street, kind of on the side of the street. There's no information provided or alleged that there was reasonable suspicion to suspect that he had committed any crime at all. Take a look.
Stop. I ain't even doing nothing. I'm not even doing nothing. Y'all got y'all cameras on? Yep. Please don't. Put your hands behind your back. Come on, put your hands behind your back. Come on, tell him to do that to me. Hey! Hey! I can get my hands behind my back, bro. I can get my hands behind my back. I'm good. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Or you're going to get tased.
roll the fuck over.
Roll over and you're gonna get tased.
I'm gonna fucking tase you, man. You little bitch. Now turn over.
Turn over.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your goddamn motherfucking back.
Let me taser.
What do you got? What do you got?
Hang on. Back up underneath him. Get his hands.
I got this one. Everybody else down.
Wow.
Custody. Anybody else
Y'all ready to beat my ass like this? What the fuck I do to you?
Looks like a great four-door sedan.
What gun? Oh, I swear to God, I'm suing your bitch ass. You seen whoop my ass, right? I ain't got no gun, never had no gun. Thank you for beating my ass. And I hope your camera was on. I hope your camera was on. Yeah, you see this shit? Look at this shit. Bro, he whooped my ass for no fucking reason. And I had no
Looks
gun.
like there was plenty of reasons.
What reason?
Your resistance?
I never did. Never did.
You're doing it right now.
Never did. Feel like never did. Never did. Okay.
What's his name?
I don't know. No,
We were right on.
yeah, we were. Right, he was right there where you're standing.
It's camouflage. That's it. Chase. I thought it was a taser blade.
No, I had it out because I was gonna tase him, but
No, I just. Maybe it's because he's got like reflective stuff on his, shiny stuff on his jacket. I don't know, man. Looks like it.
I ain't did shit. I ain't robbed nobody. I ain't killed nobody. I ain't do shit. Just trying to put him in handcuffs.
Where did you guys see him at originally?
Right here.
So there's no chance he threw nothing?
No, he didn't even see us until we turned our lights on.
Is anybody missing anything? Barber?
No. No.
I didn't do anything.
He didn't resist and obstruct at all.
Once all of my shit like that,
Yeah, you see that stuff there?
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I walked over. But they just look like wires. You know, whenever it's on top on the ground, I thought.
that's what you wanted to do, right?
You know what I mean? That's a fight with me about nothing.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Can I get out?
No, just sit there.
I'm beat the fuck up. He beat me the fuck up. Him right there. No, look at my fucking face. I didn't do shit to him. I didn't do shit. I didn't do nothing. So I want a report on every fucking thing. I never resisted arrest like that. I didn't do nothing to him. I didn't say nothing to him. He caught me, grabbed me, and beat me the fuck up. So I want help. I need help. I need an ambulance. I need everything. My face hurt. I'm finna cry. I'm fucked up about this. No. So what you want to say?
I'm trying to hear you. Okay.
I'm beat the fuck up. All right, is your camera on? You got a camera?
I don't wear camera.
Anybody got a camera? Don't nobody got a camera. All right. So can y'all turn your cameras on, please?
They're all on.
And I'm walking down the fucking street, you jump out and beat my ass.
Handcuff him so I can get blood pressure cuff on him. He's got a hoodie on, I can't.
I'll take it off. I'm not gonna fight nobody or nothing. I'm not dangerous or nothing. I'm nothing. I'm okay.
Check him or not.
Can you check his blood pressure any other way?
Please take my blood
Well,
pressure.
you can't take him on handcuffs.
I'm okay.
We just followed him outside.
I'm not gonna fight with you
3 or
guys.
4 minutes.
I promise.
take my
I'm
handcuffs.
not gonna fight with you guys. I'm not gonna
He's
fight
got to
with
take
you guys.
handcuffs. So we can do everything else other than whatever he just took
No,
my
I've
handcuffs
been
for.
drinking, but I'm okay.
So I can't, without getting vitals or anything like that, I'm not doing anything for him.
Okay. I mean, just check with the officer. In charge.
Yeah, I charged on the left, so.
Oh man.
You're right. You don't know. I was not fighting with you. I'm like, oh wow, what did I do to you? You jumped out and tried to beat me the fuck up. I didn't do nothing to you. Never did. Never said nothing to you. You stopped me and beat my ass like that. Whoever the fuck I was, you thought. You ain't say nothing to me. You ain't say, hey, stop, none of that. You stopped and beat my ass. What's your name? Sir?
What's that?
What's your name?
Trooper Arrowwood.
Huh?
Arrowwood.
Arrowwood.
Yep.
Thank you for arresting me. And I hope everything be good for you and me.
Now, ultimately, the guy who was arrested here was charged with resisting and obstructing police. However, the prosecutor in the Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office apparently denied that warrant request. So no criminal charges against the guy, just against this officer. So there was apparently an excessive force investigation conducted by the state police after they saw the footage. And now this Trooper Arrowwood faces a felony common law offense charge and a misdemeanor assault charge. A member of our agency identified the potential misconduct there, said Captain Greg Marenko, commander of the Michigan State Police 3rd District. He had a range of emotions when he watched the video, including disappointment. Here's what he said. Disappointment that a citizen had to experience this. Disappointment that one of our own troopers acted outside the scope of training and policy and not live up to our expectations, didn't live up to society's expectations. What are some of the constitutional issues here? Well, reasonable suspicion. So if they're going to detain the guy, which they did from second one, it was very clear they walked up to him and immediately grabbed a hold of him. So that was not a consensual encounter. That means the Fourth Amendment is implicated and the police must have reasonable suspicion that some crime had been committed that guy may have committed it. He wasn't, I didn't see anything there that he was alleged to have committed any crime. There were some questions about whether he may have had a gun, but it doesn't sound like there was reasonable suspicion at all. The only thing maybe they could latch on to is that he was walking in the gutter. I'm not sure if they would try to make a jaywalking charge out of that or not. So secondly, the Fourth Amendment is implicated by the fact that they used unreasonable force on him. So they grab a hold of him and immediately go to handcuff him. Now, whether or not they can handcuff him in the first place depends on what type of reasonable suspicion that they have. What sort of crime are they suspecting him of committing? Is it something that may be dangerous? Do they know who this guy is? Do they know him to be a dangerous felon or something like that? Apparently they don't know the guy's name. They don't know who he is. They don't know of any crime that he may have committed. He was just walking down the side of the road. Any level of force against this guy, probably even detaining him at all, is going to be unreasonable. But they just go straight to 11 here. And Arrowwood takes him to the ground. He starts punching him. He starts making some unprofessional statements.
You a bitch! Now turn over!
Now, those themselves are not constitutional violations, but that may have been what got him charged here, because it looks and sounds really bad. So it looks like there's going to be a lawsuit here because the victim has retained a lawyer, according to the media report. Good for the Michigan State Police for holding this guy accountable. And I hope that the prosecutor's office follows through with that and doesn't just let the charges fade off into the sunset and then the guy reappears somewhere else. Now, on the issue of whether or not there was a Fourth Amendment violation with the excessive force, remember we look at the Graham factors. 3 factors. 1, what crime is the suspect alleged to have committed? Here, I don't even think we're on the charts. Secondly, was the guy resisting or evading arrest? Well, of course, they were saying stop resisting, but from the video footage that we see, it doesn't appear to be any active resistance, maybe passive resistance, at most, if that. So the first 2 Graham factors not looking good for the police. Lastly, the 3rd Graham factor, whether or not there's an immediate safety threat to any individual, such as the police officer. There's no indication in that footage that this guy was an immediate safety threat to anybody. All 3 Graham factors pointing to this being a very excessive use of force, which violates the Fourth Amendment. So as always, thanks for watching. If you like going through this sort of footage and discussing what the constitutional law is behind it, please make sure to subscribe. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it. I'll see you next time.